how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, back again with another Ask Lee video Q&A. And today's question was sent in through the Total Fitness Bodybuilding Facebook page by Cheyenne. And Cheyenne is having some issues with his deadlift. Basically, what's been happening is he's been training the deadlift week after week after week in a progressive overload fashion and making progress week after week. But now he's hit a plateau and he's actually at the point now where he can't even match his previous level of strength. So he hit his personal record and now he can't even duplicate that personal record. So his strength is actually backtracking. He's actually getting weaker in the deadlift instead of stronger. And he wants to know, why is this happening? Well, my friend, what's going on here is you have hit a plateau, and this is very common and normal, and it happens to everybody at some point or another. We can't just train in a progressive overload fashion and do so week after week after week, non-stop, forever. I mean, if that was the case, then somebody who's been working out for like 10 or 15 or 20 years, I mean, they would be deadlifting 1,000 pounds for reps, bench pressing 1,000 pounds for reps, or whatever. I mean, the weights would just continue to climb forever, inevitably, but it doesn't work that way. We have limitations. You know, we have limitations when it comes to recovery and adaptive limitations, and you even have, you know, if nothing else, you're going to get injured if you just keep, you know, piling more and more weight onto the bar. I mean, eventually, you know, shit is going to happen, and you're not going to be able to continue to make progress. Bottom line. But I'm not saying that you're stuck forever. There are ways to work around this. This is just kind of like a temporary bump in the road. Now, a quick fix solution, if you want to continue on with your current workout and try to hit a new personal record in the deadlift, a quickie fix solution would be to just take a couple weeks off deadlifting. You know, you can still work your other body parts, but a couple weeks entirely off deadlifting, and then before your next deadlift workout, take, say, 48 hours rest. So take a couple days off entirely to let your body rest up, eat well, so that you have lots of glycogen in your muscle cells and you're ready to go. And then when you do your next deadlift workout, after being well rested, chances are you would probably be able to at least duplicate your personal record or maybe even hit a new personal record. This would be like a quick temporary fixed solution. But a better solution, and one that I would recommend, is once you hit a plateau in an exercise, in this case the deadlift, take that exercise and put it on the back burner. So take a break from deadlifting and do another exercise variation instead. It could be another deadlift variation. So let's just say you were doing conventional deadlifts. Maybe you'll switch to sumo deadlifts. Maybe you could do power rack lockout deadlifts, trap bar deadlifts, or something else. I mean, maybe even bent over barbell rows, who knows. But you're going to do another exercise variation that's going to work similar muscles that you've been working with the deadlift, but you're going to do it in a different exercise, so different movement patterns, and you're also going to start off light. So when you choose your new exercise, let's just say it's sumo stance deadlifts. Start off light and just work on technique for your first workout, and then you know, just work in a basic progressive overload fashion, increase the weights and increase the workload week after week after week. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to build up to a plateau in that new exercise, and build up to a peak, and then hit a plateau in that new exercise. And the same thing's going to happen again. You're going to actually start to backtrack, meaning you're not even going to be able to duplicate your personal record in that new exercise. Once that happens, take that exercise, put it on the back burner, and then do another one. Maybe we will do trap bar deadlifts for several weeks. So start off light with the trap bar deadlift, progress week by week until you hit a plateau, and then once you hit a plateau with that one, you could then go back to your original deadlift variation. So regular conventional barbell deadlifts. And what's most likely going to happen is you'll have to start off a little bit lighter, you know, just kind of get your body back into the groove of that exercise. But after 2 or 3 weeks of doing conventional deadlifts again, chances are you would be able to duplicate your previous level of strength, so your previous personal record, and then within a couple weeks after that, chances are you would even hit a new personal record before eventually you hit another plateau. So having a few different deadlift variations that you can cycle through like this and keeping records of your personal records for all of them will allow you to constantly train in a progressive overload fashion with a variety of exercises. I mean, this is a more fun and a more well-balanced way of training than just having a limited few exercises, like constantly doing the same conventional barbell deadlift week after week, hitting a plateau and then kind of being stuck in that plateau and frustrated with yourself. You know, like some days you might have a good day where you feel extra strong or energetic and you might have a good workout, but most of the time you're probably not. You're going to be, you know, just bouncing between good workouts and bad workouts. Whereas if you have a more strategic plan, like I mentioned here with the different exercise variations, you can cycle through those exercise variations and keep yourself moving forwards and progressing over the long term. So hopefully this helps answer your question, and give these tips a try about cycling through different exercise variations. And this just doesn't apply to deadlifts. You can use this for all your major lifts, your bench presses, your squats, your overhead presses, rowing variations, whatever. I mean, you can apply this with all your major exercises and cycle through different variations to keep your progress going in a more consistent fashion over the long term. So give it a try, and if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can go ahead and post those down in the comment section below. And stay tuned for my next video coming soon. Take care. Over and out.